welcome back to another video. Today we'll be beginning our journey into kinematics by reviewing some key terms that you'll come across when you're reviewing kinematics in your physics class. So today's first pair of terms are distance versus displacement. Before we officially chat about these terms, make sure that you know the difference between scalar versus vector quantities. If you're not familiar with this concept or understand the difference between scalars and vectors, be sure to check out this video that I recorded on this topic. The first pair of key terms that we should really understand to set a strong foundation is a difference between distance and displacement. Both are some sort of measurement of how far something has traveled. I'm sure if you talk about distance, it immediately pops into your mind. How far have you gone? What's the distance that you've traveled? However, the difference between them is that one is a scalar quantity and the other is a vector quantity. So in this case, distance is a scalar quantity, and what it means is how much ground an object has covered, while displacement is a vector quantity, which means a change in the object's position. Now, anytime you hear a change in something in physics, you can replace that with final minus initial. So in this case, it's the final position minus the initial position of the object. Let's go through an example. Let's say that you live 12 miles away from the happiest place on earth, which is Disneyland. Let's also say that Disneyland is north of your home. Your route on Google Maps is not going to be a straight shot like up north, 12 miles. If you go straight up, you'll reach Disneyland. But just because we're introducing this topic, we're just going to keep it simple. So how do we apply distance and displacement to this idea? So the distance from your home to Disneyland is obviously just 12 miles. We don't need to include a direction. We simply just need to know how far Disneyland is from your home. Now, if we're going to do the round trip from your home to Disneyland and back to your house, then that would be obviously 12 miles going to Disneyland and another 12 miles going back home. And so your round trip distance would be 24 miles total. That's the total ground that you've covered. But what about displacement? Displacement's a little bit different. Again, it's a change in position. And it is a vector quantity, so that means that we need to include direction. So the displacement from your home to Disneyland would be 12 miles. That's only the magnitude, and it's in which direction? If you remember from earlier, we said that it was north of your home. So in order to fully describe the displacement, you would say 12 miles north. Now let's say the round trip then, from your home to Disneyland back to your house. By definition, a displacement is a change in the final minus the initial position. And did that change if we look at the round trip? It actually didn't. So displacement would be 0 miles. So just to recap, the distance of an object is going to be the total ground covered by the object. It is a scalar quantity, which means that it can be fully described by simply a number paired with the unit that is measuring the distance, versus displacement is the change in the position of an object. In other words, the final position minus the initial position. And it is a vector quantity, which means it requires us to include the direction that the object is moving in when it does change its position. Hope you found this video describing the difference between distance and displacement helpful. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more science videos just like this one. And until next time, remember, this is fine and I can do it. Thank you so much. Bye.